this map of Pearl, PaperX had been playing Jet Phoenix comps, which are unique to say the least on this map, but play very differently to a lot of other ideas. Phoenix so good for both A main control and fighting around that mid space.
I'm really interested to see how Team Heretics really deal with teams running a double duelist comp against them as well, not just on Pearl, but overall, because normally they don't really run into double duelist in the NBA besides Haven. That is when everyone's running the Yoru and the ISO. However, PaperX kind of has an advantage because, I mean, we all have seen the APAC comps. They are crazy. They've seen everything. They've seen it all. They've scrimmed it all. So I'm really interested to see. I think PaperX does have an advantage in dealing with double duelist comps against them. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
And also, I think in dealing with Miniboo's Neon as well, because there's a lot of Neon that we see over in Pacific too.
Right. We might see, like, I mean, maybe Neon slides don't work as well against PaperX. The mechanics, the APAC mechanics are just going to come through.
I mean, the one time they did run this Pearl against Na'Vi, they won. We had the Miniboo on Yoru and Vut on Jet, which is something they have leaned into. They like this kind of duo, but I actually wouldn't hate it that much if Miniboo doesn't play Yoru. It wouldn't bother me. Yeah, because he'll probably play Neon and his Neon.
Yeah.
Teman-teman yang sedang malam minggu yang gabut, yang malam minggunya gabut bisa join. Tapi kalau kayak gini-gini aja nggak apa-apa sih. Gue cuma nungguin temen gue doang nonton bareng kayak gini. Kadang kita harus analisa juga sebelum main. Bener nggak teman-teman? Kagak bisa join DC. Wait guys. Sekali dong ku bah. Try guys. banget hidung. Aku sakit, cok.
On them, and deals with Miniboo as he tries to approach from B long. It's on Boo. Now they know he's here. The Horde reveals his location. And the IGL now needs to make a play for Horde. He knows what the setup is, but he has to face it. Natty and Patman deals with him as PRX with the pistol.
That is the steady hands of the man who has just been a consistent element since joining this PRX team. Comes up in the first pistol round for his global debut.
Yo, 4 seconds.
Pivotal 2K for Patman, wins that duel towards long. What a bizarre pistol to start off this game. The map being entirely flipped by both sides. Well, PaperX making that nice pivot with those 30 seconds or so remaining, getting over to get that plant on B.
Temptation the double back on A when she got taken low. But PRX have a clear call to hit that B side now. Let's see what they got for this anti-eco. It's a group up towards that B side. Note that the shear wall's been placed behind them.
This is looking just absolutely free for PaperX here. Team Heretics opt to go for this gamble stack towards the A site. They're not going to find a thing, and at that they've got all classics. But of course, when you're running this Euro, you are going to always be prioritizing just farming up those orbs. The dimensional drift has just been one of the highest power ultimates in the meta this year.
Razorvine deployed in horses. It's tough for Benji, and Jing explodes. It's an easy judge pickup. And now for the rest of Team Heretics.
Spike planted.
They're going to have to likely perish to the spike. Sorry, Sliggy, no Molly's here, mate.
Feels like running Raze on this map is unorthodox, doesn't do justice to the agent being played here. It is so uncommon. And that kind of play, that double satchel back into holes, we're going to be seeing a lot of that from Jing, taking opening engagements, being set up to try and get in really deep with these satchels on attack. Divide with this Ghost, hoping to just pick off a couple players right now.
On a second guess, fault line, they're trying to catch him out. Some old orbs on the table here though for PRX. If Heretics get a little bit too close, Oriens will have his. And the rest of PRX have already gotten out of dodge. And that'll be that. 4 perish at the spike for Heretics. But now we're well and truly on the road. And this is a comp from PRX that we've seen them pick up very recently to good success. We're kind of figuring out on the fly exactly how they're going to make best use of this Raze mobility.
I mean, after watching months of Teo on this map, both teams have come out with very unique approaches. If these guys try to do any prep for each other, that is out the window entirely. This is going to be who can call best on the fly, who can adapt the most, or are these just going to be two teams running it down?
Go, let's go.
We might get that here. Look at the util set up for this A main fight. Miniboo fancies a little bit of it, but PRX is slower on the uptake. It's a smoke out on them, but they're going to try and follow this Raze util in. Miniboo has a swing. Something gets ahead of it. Rien's though able to follow up on the grab well. And now will take out this position of boxes. And that's stunning stuff for Rien's. Just what the doctor wanted. Forsaken is out of the game essentially. How do we break back in? On the breach.
In a situation like that, we're going to see the utility from the Team Heretics side be so powerful. Honestly, remarkable that something is even able to get that first blood. You're trapped in the grab well. There's a stun being thrown onto him as well.
Replay ini, replay round 2.
Loose call here.
Replay round 2.
Ya, round 2.
Multiple players there, they're lined up. Just doesn't work out.
Let's go. Nice one.
Not the bonus. I think the PRX will
Kau stream dari mana? Dari channel apa? Yang Indo atau Inggris?
Inggris.
Placing swamp grenade.
Ini aku baru, aku 1:35, 34.
Towards it looks like they just want to go for a very quick A split, or at least threaten that to open things up. Here comes that double satchel. In the push, he can't be getting that.
Oh, there's more where that came from, Wyatt. Divine's having to deal with Benji. And now you're trapped if you're Rien's in A main. He's only good for the one.
Memang gila coba
Minibu needs to try and
nih.
find a way into the game, but he's at risk of being crunched on here as Forsaken gets the spike down. Clock is ticking for Minibu and eventually he'll
Round
be
4 sekarang
out
kan?
of position.
Iya.
It's on Boo. Stuck here for Flowers, and there's not a whole lot to be done.
Oke anjir terus sebut
That's
sendiri.
exactly what you're going to expect from this Paper Rex team. Just mental double satchels in from
TH
Jing
nih
that
tim mana nih?
you're never going to be prepared for it. You're never scrimming against this.
EMEA
They are
region
a
EMEA.
one-of-one team, and Jing is a one-of-one raise. Again, it's going to come down to these
Iyalah,
adaptations on the
dibantai-bantai
fly.
apak
Caught
lah
by
ini.
something. Paper Rex in danger of being on Eco if they lost that round, but taking it in convincing fashion.
This is no way you're ready for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, having to make that adjustment. Look at him, he dodges the fall line as well. That movement is so smooth.
And again, we're seeing Heretics try and slow the game down with these nebulae, right? Smoke up and, force
Seru
PRX to
guys,
flash through them.
pilek-pilek.
That's another situation where that attempt to stall for Heretics
Gila
is utterly defeated.
bahagia banget ya muka Forsaken ya.
First round.
Iya.
This is the first round we're going to have an ultimate.
Seneng
Jago
seneng dia bisa balik ke
Rien's already
Master
put
ya.
up 6 kills, has gotten to that Nightfall relative.
Terakhir cuma juara 2 kan dia.
The critical element of Team Heretics winning this buy round that does just have Boo on a bucky.
Juara 2 si Jing nangis karena mau pelatihan.
Aku baru ini aku ikutin. Cuman
There was a Prowler recall
kayak
just then
PRX
from
ini keren aja sih
Rien's
rasanya.
towards Art, and now opting to double up control A main with Minibu. PRX though, they have just slowly pivoted over towards this B side. Here comes the full execute, so much utility for
Hype-nya keras sekali kalau
But at the
PRX.
moment, that Molly is going to keep Jing at bay. They know who has this bucky. They can just try to avoid him.
He clears the Razorvine though, so there's an option for Boo to spring forth should he need to, but he's sat here with the bucky. It's an awkward line to be on. Patience for Boo. He's going to get shot through the wall though. Benji can't hold mid, only finds his way.
Ayamnya ngeri.
And out from tower, Heretics have to make the play. God, that happened in light speed.
Java.
PRX rack up another one. And this is two teams that are going to fight round after round to
1-4,
impose their
coy.
will on each other. There's no backing down from here.
Apakah partner akan menggila di
Gone
Varsity
on the
Monster?
run to get here, have maintained that lightning fast, exciting play, but it's just so much more regimented than when their stage 1 started, when they were going 0-3, when they looked down and out. That execute is fantastic, and I love that they are able to slow down the game, get into that little tight double peak jiggle.
Let's
deal with
go.
the Bucky's backside. And even in that moment, something takes the
We
fight.
are
but he backs
PRX.
off. They have just
135 ya,
nothing
34,
safe,
33,
discipline,
32,
all he needs
31.
now. It's fully on display in a round like that.
Sama.
Good Team Heretics on an eco.
Heavy PRX pings towards back hole here. Looks like they're not going to waste too much time. Getting up on this B side. Once again,
Anjir
throwing
segitu
in
cowok
Jing.
ini ya.
Disrespect
Anjir
for the
Iya.
Razorvine, who is absolutely not
bisa
ready for that.
gitu Jingnya.
He's wrapped around with no judge, and there's more where that came from apparently. Jing is
SK.
unchained, cannot be stopped at this stage.
Oh enggak
Heretics
guys.
don't quite have the arsenal to slow them down
Dikejar,
meaningfully. Grabwell is going to be avoided by Rienzi. Extricates himself,
Gak
but
dapet,
now
nice.
the boys are back. Flooding into
Nice.
links.
Selesai gitu anjir.
Ruthless, just taking a
EZ
fight to
gitu
the
ya.
players with the
Udah
Sheriffs.
ambil time out lah,
You
time
have
out
Jing on
aja
the team,
udah.
one of the
TH.
greatest raised
Time
players
out
in
aja
the
nggak
history
sih?
of this game. Just
Udah
let him
1-5 loh.
run wild, build
Kasihan
your plays
dibantai.
around him. No one's running the race here, but they make it work.
Ini kalau misalnya posisinya Araki kan di left side langsung bilang wah time out gitu.
How is he supposed to establish a foothold in halls against this
Ewo,
util
time out,
against
Ewo.
the device?
Time out lah.
Util that gets thrown
Iya lah
down
udah
there.
time out
Itu
It's
kan.
too overwhelming. They can't anchor this site right
Itu
now.
Benji Veci
Gonna have
nangis
to
itu.
pivot, trying to play towards a retake, and especially out of this timeout, Rien's has still been holding on to that Nightfall. They're getting close to other great ultimates. And so that should
Time
allow
out
them
guys.
to just
Welcome baru datang
safely
yang baru join
get off
kita
the
watch
site,
party di
absorb
One
that
City
initial
Master Toronto ya
utility
guys
that
ya.
Paper Rex are throwing, which has been a tsunami wave, and then come back
Tim
in with
Heretics
those
bawa
ultimates
Paper
after
X.
the fact.
So much of what
Satu,
we're
coy.
seeing from Paper X in this game has really broken your average conditioning on a map like this. You're not playing against the average Valorant team if you're Heretics, and now you really know it. 4 ultimates have been developed on the PRX side though, including that Showstopper and that Steel Garden. And so far it's been about a tease towards Art or Connector early in the round, and then wholesale PRX have pulled out towards that B side of the map. The one round where things went
Enak ya masuk VGT dibayar
was when they
itu
fight doggedly
dapat
for that A-main
cuan.
position, and Heretics have great util, right? A lot of that Astra util to slow up, to smoke up, and force
Kayaknya
PRX
aku
to
harus
take a risky
ngatur
flash
ini
out
dulu deh.
and get gunned down.
Oh, listen, when this Paper X team run into the Team Heretics stack, they have fantastic utility to slow them down, win those engagements. Paper X have just been hitting a free sight multiple rounds here. Now this round 7 is going to be pivotal to the outcome of this first half. 4 ultimates available for Paper X. Team Heretics the one, but close to a couple more with their economy on the line. Full investment.
Tahu mereka masuk terus.
Jing here, expecting almost a push
Okay,
into
guys.
Plaza by Heretics. It doesn't come. And now they're going to start to clear into connector. Wood has given up this space.
Ayo penonton
Play more
setia gue.
passive line. He doesn't see them cross. Showstopper pop. Jing.
Kanan, kanan.
Oh, he's in
Aduh,
low
nggak
towards
tahu dia.
Art. Surely he doesn't wrap on this player. He's about to get real busy, folks, with these darts to rockets.
Aduh.
However, Patman handles him.
Aduh,
Once again, playing through these smokes, though, moves, slows the pace down.
Nice.
aduh miss.
Something.
Tadi.
To make it something in Forsaken verse 3.
Oh,
Untung
untung
Gak ada
belum
drop.
di
tidur.
bagian atas saya tadi.
Ripped by something, going to get
Yeah,
all the
something,
information on the
something.
site, clearing out secret, just letting Forsaken know that he's safe to pivot towards this back area. They
Oh,
want to
3-3.
flip the
UMUR.
map right now. Stuns coming through, something feels like
3-3
he's in
sih
so
masih
much
bisa
danger.
sini.
Gate crashes out to main, and that's just going to separate these two Paper X players. It's
Second.
going to come down to
Oh, tahu deh.
individuals. 1v1's the cosmic divide if you
Anjay.
use here.
This is going to at least give a safe
Dapat,
pocket for something to get that
dapat.
plan. He gate crashed away
Nice.
from the fault line. Oh,
Nice.
the timing for Forsaken.
Minibu just has to watch too many angles. He's so scared. He knows that's, Forsaken could be going for him.
Ini kalau
You
misalnya
two
masih
initiators up here for
bisa
Heretics.
dapetin Paper X
Decent
rugi sih
neutral for this
timeoutnya.
retake, but the cosmic divide
Iya.
is a bit of an issue. Forsaken's going to anchor here behind this
Dua lawan
nebula.
dua nih.
Information though is kind of out of
Oke,
date
udah
about
ketahuan
where
tuh.
it's coming from. Now a bit more of an inkling.
Nice.
Something happens it there from main and Forsaken does his job.
Gelo.
That is a 5-round lead already amassed by PRX.
That was the perfect swing timing from something
T-Rex
in
mengamuk sih
main.
guys ya.
Well, the game gets chaotic back
T-Rexnya
is when Paper
mengamuk
X
guys.
thrive. Frankly, you could say the same for Team Heretics, but that's even more Paper X element than theirs. Rian's used that Nightfall to no avail.
T-Rexnya mengamuk teman-teman.
Different angles. They're feeling good.
Both runners on the Heretics side definitely look overwhelmed in their position so far.
T-Rex, T-Rex, T-Rex.
Especially up against
Let's
this
go katanya.
It's a cool way to take a main, that pop flash, double satchel, and they just want to continue this in. Teleport from something. Jing with a nade kill.
Ush, gila dapat
Beautiful.
dua anjing
Lined
something.
up. Multiple headshots, making light work of this eco.
Delay kah aku?
Heretics, you've
Iya,
got the
delay.
double martial play.
Pakai double speed aja.
available to you.
Oh, udah.
Crack, see what he can find. Jing has no time for it though, and Minibu will get wrapped on.
Oh, di pisau. Iya. Something gelo. Dipisauin anjing.
You can't do
Down
that in
gak
the
sih itu?
first half of the
Ngedown gak
opening
sih?
game.
Ngedown gak sih itu?
Oh, buddy, that is cold. The opener.
Kali dua.
Come on, that is a devious move from something, inflicting 5,000 mental
Dipisui,
damage
kocak.
to Heretics early.
Dipisauin anjir.
A 6-round lead wasn't already enough.
Wah,
Ini kayaknya player Paper X udah ngantuk ini.
kayak gak ada apa-apanya anjir ini.
All smiles for PRX right now, Wyatt. Rifles back in the hands of Heretics though. A focus over towards his art
Anjir,
and a main
dipisau
split
gitu
potentially.
bro.
Aku udah 129, 128, 127.
Not going to ping onto anybody.
The Lambot triggered on Art.
Oh, Team Heretics
Anjing.
try to fight this.
Kita-
Could have many, we try to pop flash out with Paper X get onto the site. Steel Garden going to be ripped, going to connect onto everyone.
Kali dua.
Okay, we're going to have that one in play. Divide is going to make it very hard for Heretics to defend this properly. They're going to have to give it up potentially, but they're anchored in. Minibu sees a bit off that dimensional drift, but PRX have actually syncopated the tempo here, and there's a drift over to B from the defenders.
This feels like a
Nader.
new Paper X round right now. Again, just slowing it down.
Ih, begitu
Hai, hai,
sih.
hai.
They want to bait this utility out.
It's about to get messy, folks. Strap in. There's the ping. The Horde sees 2 Jing with
Nice.
the spray. Boo is down in dugout. Something tries to emerge behind the flash.
Nice.
Boo is caught with utility's hand.
Gelo.
There is something. Closes the account.
Gelo.
PRX show us another side to the coin. It's a pump fake.
Nice.
Slow rolled on A. That
Gelo,
teases Heretics out.
keren.
This is simply not the Paper X of old.
Attack-nya
You are
satu
watching a
gitu ya.
new team.
Mainnya.
Everything they do, they're controlling the tempo is just utterly
Memang Pearl
fantastic.
ini
It is
cocok kan
perfect
pakai
play. They slow things down, allow some of those players from Team Heretics to leave after that Steel Garden was used. They tap the plant just to bait out that initiator
Time out
utility.
again,
Then
guys.
they get back in post-off refight.
Time out again.
It is picture perfect Valorant from this team.
All right, big breath here. Hearing from Heretics in press conferences and the like, they're very aware of the sort of second place curse on them right now, but it's kind of not something they want to consider because.
Kalau ada musik-musiknya Le, langsung di mute aja Le, ntar kena copyright kita.
Aman, Le.
Yang ada musik-musiknya kan.
Keren sih tadi itu. Caranya dia ngambil dari mid juga.
Dapat satu anjir ini.
Dava
Ini kepala band GVC udah pening ini.
Mas, ini baru first game-nya dari ini kan, Toronto ini, Master Toronto ya.
Iya. Ini band GVC udah pening kepalanya nih, kayak mana caranya? Sabar full second, ini baru awal.
Get them over the finish line.
Maybe they should get off the quiet first. Just the one round.
I mean, devastating
Xbox
for either
TH.
of these teams who
Rasanya
are
Paper X
favorites in
juga
the group
jago
stage
lagi
to
di
immediately
Xbox
go
anjir.
0-1.
That game crash didn't go into halls for something. It's tucked in that corner. Benji not close enough to see it.
Ini ada ulti
They
nih.
pulled out of halls entirely, have Heretics, and again, this is just
Benji
mostly
Fizzy,
Sheriff's round. Stinger for Minibu, who hasn't gotten into the game in a meaningful way yet either way, and PRX are swarming over B.
They just love this anti-eco B-slam with Jin getting into the halls with a judge. This time,
Wah,
he's not trying to die to that.
diputari coy. Di flankingin. Harus tekannya mah.
Forsaken aware.
Ini dibuka lockdownnya sama si Benji Fizzy keluar nih.
No one to catch on to, or perhaps the vice behind him. But Forsaken is confident. The standout player on this PRX roster.
Nice, Forsaken.
He's sharp as a tack.
Nice.
He had an unreal
Aduh sayang banget. Aduh.
Went on that, 5-game win streak.
Kok dukung mana sih, Le?
In the playoffs to qualify. Forsaken was their most lethal player on any role that he had.
Kita dukung yang lagi ini kebantai.
Kebantai.
All of the roles. 5 different regions.
Wah, dia one tap sama Jing aja.
Biasanya kalau aku dukung timnya kebantai nanti bakalan comeback sih.
This is gonna be a huge amount of pressure. Heretics are feeling
Gak bakal sih kayak gitu, Le.
lockdown to work with, Cosmic Divide at the ready for boom.
Sayang banget mereka gak bersih coy ininya, nge-picknya.
Dosa aja bawa spike itu.
Slowing things down. They have been at their
Oke, atnya dijaga, linknya juga
devastating
dijaga.
executes into these sites. Here they're just waiting out to see if Team Heretics want to go for something more proactive with this bridge that they've got.
Harusnya.
Minibu is postured in A main right now. Here comes that dimensional drift, so he's going to get spotted. Minibu is
Ke A, di door selesai.
He's hoping to fight ahead of it. There might be a safe pocket for something here to just emerge in. I'll call a cancel. Yep, these no way. Wood is ready for him. That might be a little bit audacious, even for PRX.
Nice.
Wih, sampingnya boy.
Is just a little better. The guy is running roughshod over the defenders. And Benji's looking for timing most likely. Forsaken just rips him a new one. And Boo again hands out wide, says, "What do you want me to do?"
3 players are spotted by the dimensional drift from something. He still gets out of it.
Anjay, Batman.
3 players, yeah, let's just hit the site with our 4 now. They really said, no, I win. They do not slow the game
Sedih
down
banget coy, 110.
Crazy decision.
Last round.
But all 5 of them are so on point. The guts, the confidence for something to get out there is crazy. And they follow up.
Ini Forsaken ini si something throwing juga udah menang.
Opening kill for the team to get into that site.
We are sleeping. Sleeping. The last time these two teams played, it was PRX that mathematically eliminated Heretics.
13 anjir.
Jatahnya time out berapa sih?
Dua udah habis.
Itu untuk half time sama itu juga ya?
Jadi dia per round dikasih 2.
Does get
Per
some
map,
valuable information,
per
even though
round.
it's unfortunate that that rocket was
dikasih
not
dua
able to
gitu,
get any
per
value
map
for
ya.
the Paper Rex
Apa sih?
side.
Berarti nanti
Per map,
udah
per map.
Have their
round.
eyes on mid.
Udah
No
switch
pressure
nanti
coming from
nggak
Heretics
bisa
there,
ini
so
lagi
they're
dia.
going to go back to this B.
Masih bisa. Dia per sorry,
So
per
many
map
rounds for
dikasih
them.
2.
They've had the ability to hit the site with just one player anchoring. Opportunity for Benji, but knows he certainly can't go for more. Just has to back off.
Pakai
Tries to
ultimu
anchor. He knows he's
Benji.
going to get overwhelmed by neutral, but in fact, Paper Rex, they're just going to use 2 ultimates. That
Ulti
very
kan
safe
sekali
cosmic
Benji.
divide to
Aduh,
allow
kalian
the free
lama
plants.
banget cok
Let
mikirnya.
me fall back off this. We can go back to, though it's uncharacteristic, the post-plant spam set up
Nah,
for PRX,
itu
but
baru
they're more likely
dipakai.
to play ahead of it. Now, this is originally the plan.
Nah,
The lockdown
tapi sama aja sih
will
sia-sia sih.
allow Heretics to potentially filter in
Udah
here.
di lock tuh.
Something. Well, they got rid of the lockdown.
Hancur.
Never mind. Something's happy to wait and bide his time here.
Hancur
Double as
lainnya.
well. Something wants to get some early spam.
All this huge team not opening the side up enough. Minibu's going to go for it.
second.
He's having a fine team. And that's the
Nice.
best. Heretics have looked this game and it's
Dah lah.
not. It's not even close to enough.
Happy
The
kali tuh.
fundamentals are just fantastic. Patman getting back into holes to double up with something. Multiple players swinging through the cosmic divide that was thrown down. Just decimating Heretics on their re-entry.
Well, we're here for a good time. Not
Oh,
a long time,
pinter
apparently.
banget.
It's a brutal
Enemy
first
remaining.
half for Heretics. We'll be back after a short break. Collect yourselves, and we'll return to this opening matchup of Masters Toronto.
I'm lab.
Mid lane nanti kena ini, kena apa?
Dollar kuning.
Kena ini nanti. Kena kopi. Per second. Batman dia improve ya Batman ya.
Iya.
M-nya dapet.
Kemarin itu
Pas
dia
Pasifik
masih-
kemarin nggak dapet M-nya.
Berarti PRX juara 3-nya gitu ya? Kemarin tuh. Juara 2 ya?
Juara 2 ya.
Berarti cuman RRG sama PRX ya yang ikut.
Enggak dong. Di Pasifik kan ada RQ, PRX dengan DRX.
Oh, DRX satu lagi. Sayang kali tuh yang gak ikut tuh Boom Esport.
Katanya kena ini deh, kena apa? Kena mental block katanya di playoff.
Padahal keren sih waktu mainnya kemarin tuh sebelum playoff.
Iya coy, 5-0, siapa yang nyangka cok?
Udah bisa kah? Half time ya?
Wait, sabar, masih ada nih. 43 detik lagi tuh.
Coinbase account. For second ini player fleksibel ya?
Apa?
Player fleksibel gitu for second.
Flex dia. 3, 2, 1. Oke.
I did not expect this map to be in the pool. I certainly didn't expect one of these teams to pick into it. So that was very surprising as we got into this. But it's no surprise anymore. Paper X, they have been grinding this map before this tournament. And it is showing this is some dominant, exceptional, and unique gameplay.
The words of Coach Nilzinho, Heretics have been sleeping for that first half. Hopefully, 11-1
Untuk transisi
reaches
ke
the
map 2
tune of
berapa
the
lama?
alarm clock that gets them back in this game. Minibu's already gotten his way onto this A site now, tapped up a little bit. PRX have not quite shown themselves yet. Something lurks amongst the shadows. That's a bloody good timing, at least for one. Divide, what a shot! Boom just
Ayo Dava. Alah.
We can deal with him at least. Player advantage for PRX though.
That is a late swing, but a crucial kill from Wu. Benji, can he catch a timing? He would have to be the one for Heretics right now to save them, to get this pistol round, keep them in the game.
Looks good.
One tap.
Jing, however,
berarti
reaching
mereka-
around the corner. It's a very low health Woot that's able to dispatch him.
Aduh.
Now we've got a God's Honest 2 versus
Nice.
2. Here's Forsaken, gets the spike loose. It's up to Benji. Prowler, play from behind it. Patman sees his quarry. Not quite ready to finish the job. 35 seconds left in the round.
Nice,
hit ground.
Batman.
A diabolical start to the second half for Team Heretics.
Ngelag kocak.
It might already be over.
Nice.
He's won both
Kali
pistols
dua,
for
kali dua.
this team. Obviously, Heretics are going to have to come into this with a tragic force. Hope that they can look like G2 with some stingers, maybe. This is stunning from Paper X.
Clean finish off, brimming with confidence. Forsaken is loving it.
Just doing the little things right. There's something with the confidence to push out of that smoke.
12-1 anjir, mau nangis
Batman
apa ya?
mahal
Together,
game.
the fundamentals are just so clean right now.
Udah time, nggak time out ya
What a joy
dibuatnya.
this is to see
Pede
Paper
menang,
X
kah?
in
Mau nangis aku anjir
prime
nengoknya.
form.
Round number
White
14.
hot.
That could be the last of the game, and there is a stack on the B side.
Benji.
Batman, though, takes that one for the team.
4 second gila.
Forsaken finds his, and then PRX realizes action elsewhere. We've got Jing's going to start
Luar.
filtering up from
Uduh.
connector.
Gila
Amazing,
Benji.
the second wave here from Heretics Cross.
Gitu coy, Forsaken Benjinya.
He's going to try to swing out. He will. Gets his
Nice.
shot down and
Dari
double
up lagi.
swing. Forsaken follows in on
Nice.
Mini Boot caught on the lurk. And it's the IGL, the big brother of the team.
In the unenviable position of having to
tinggal muda lah.
salvage an impossible
GG, bro.
situation for his
Udah
team.
GG sih memang gitu ya.
This would be one of
GG.
the nastiest losses that Heretics have suffered in quite some time. Boo here's going to try and go to work with him, but Device.
Spray gitu dulu dia.
What a
Nge-spray
way to make a
gitu.
statement here in Toronto.
Sambil jalan.
PaperX are back.
Finally,
GG.
one person that printed a 13-1 on Pearl for Paper X. I mean, if
GG, bro.
they did, time for the lottery. Time for the lottery. What a showing.
Unreal.
Stunning from Paper X. Absolute.
Ah. Pinter ya cara mereka main.
Saved up for the rest of this series.
Guys, if they are ulti, just like run. Just run. Nice! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Nice one, bro. Nice one, Pri.
Kurang menarik sepertinya. Map pertamanya. Sial sih, tim Heretics harus jumpa PaperX langsung.
Seru juga ya guys ya. Seru juga nih. Terus nanti jam 2-nya apa? RRQ ya?
BLG lawan tim Liquid.
Oh,
Menang muda juga sih tim Liquid tuh. Apa?
tim Liquid tim mana?
EMEA juga EMEA.
Oh, ML.
EMEA lawan Cina nanti jam 2.
Bejir. Aduh, sakit.
2 menit coy. Di bawah
Kita
bintang
menunggu 2 menit lagi.
bintang.
Menunggu 2 menit
2 menit
lagi.
guys, sabar guys. 2 menit guys.
Aduh.
Anjir ada iklan cok. Dua menit guys.
Kita sambil nonton Magic Chess dulu ya guys ya. Main Magic Chess gak apa? Ian.
Main.
Rank apa?
Epic.
Oh, masih epic. Udah bisa lah mythic. Yon. Masa lama kali di epic kah? Jorok.
Jarang
Ijo-ijo.
main. Kita nengok live siapa ya guys ya, sambil menunggu. Di bawah bintang-bintang. Nanti kuda lawan BLG guys. Billy Gaming.
Anjir.
Gunanya center satu. Cinta tak bisa kau salahkan. Jangan. Kau pilih dia.
Not bad.
57. Not bad. Kita punya duit guys. 2 CB LB CB.
Kind of think most rookies actually play very well on their first time, so it's pretty much more of the same.
And Icebox is going to look as strong as Pearl?
Sorry?
Icebox is going to look as strong as your Pearl?
I hope so.
Okay. Can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope so.
A happy Alex. I could get used to this.
Yeah, I mean, look, that one round, they need to clean up, figure that out, but everything else was looking good, no?
They are looking good. Almost too good, Mel. Maybe Heretics just didn't manage to get into the game.
Yeah, I mean, Paper Rex just had so much momentum. And I mean, he was talking about Patman, the rookie here on the stage, and it's like, he won two very crucial 1v1s, and to bring that to the 13-1. So I'm very much impressed. I think we were all, kind of leaning towards Paper Rex here, but to expect that level of dominance, I mean, even Alex was like, wow, like, what is happening?
The train has truly arrived at this station, but it's time for our Verizon high-speed moment, and this one goes to Paper X's pistol round, the first pistol round.
They started off beautifully here. It's pistol round, and already Paper X is just going to be working for this early mid space. And I think their calling was really highlighted throughout this round, and also some of the aggressive plays from Forsaken. Initially, they're just working over into this connector area, and they're playing this round out without any sort of wall coming in from their Vise. So right now, they're a little bit concerned as they run into very little resistance in mid. Okay, there could be a walk-up B, there could be a walk-up into A, but pretty soon they're going to hear this Killjoy turret on A and start realizing, hey, there could be players coming in around the side. So they call to move into this split pinch in towards A. And it's going to be interesting because they don't actually run into anyone playing up forward in A main. So this is about the time where Paper X have to decide, okay, do we just plant the spike and play the post plant? Do we turn around and fight these flankers? I think if you look at past iterations of Paper X, they'd be looking for the fights against those people coming in along the flank. But instead, this time, they try to hunt away the solo side anchor, find out where the Killjoy is. This fight over into back site, as soon as the smoke comes down, you've got a Yoru flash going into the ground that's going to flash out anyone playing back here. But they don't just stop there, right? Paper X keep walking forward because they know there's multiple players coming in either through Art or through A main. So they're going to keep fighting forward until they can find the Killjoy. This is where things get a little bit awkward. They leave this solo anchor back there in towards Secret. Devi's able to find one kill. At the same time, Forsaken gets another kill in towards Flower. So they make the decision, actually, we see all those players on A. Let's just sprint over towards the A site. Unfortunately, Jin gets a little ahead of the crew. So that actually encourages Forsaken to stick around, and he plays this very aggressive line, trades that kill out, and he was doing this consistently throughout the game. His Astra was so aggressive once they fell down into numbers. They end up pushing forward, going for these two players coming on the flank on the other side, but Patman and Forsaken play things beautifully to close out this round and get the ball rolling in what was a complete storm.
And Mel, this is the definition of growth, right, when it comes to the way that Paper Rex are now playing compared to a couple years ago.
Yeah, like Ender was saying, old Paper Rex, they take those fights on the Flood. New Paper Rex are like mid-rounding to a level like I haven't even seen a mid-round like that, especially on a pistol, ever, and that was insane. And also probably the most mid-rounding we saw of the entire map, actually.
Yeah, they were making so many decisions on the fly, right? Because that first fake spike tap, they're saying, okay, if we tap this, there could be like 4 people flooding out from Flower. As soon as they don't see that, they know that there's going to be a lot of players coming in on the flank.
Well, we've heard from Coach Alex. Let's hear from Coach Neilzinho ahead of map 2.
Hello, it's Jen with Coach Neilzinho. Now, Neilzinho, not an ideal start. What do you think happened?
I think it was honestly an embarrassing performance. Like we were behind them at every single step of the way. Individually, we were off. Macro-wise, wasn't great. We just couldn't get anything going. There was a couple of rounds that we were in it, but honestly, we were just completely outclassed. So we just need to wake up immensely for the next 2 maps. You know, yeah, we need to bring our A game, and that was nowhere near it. So.
And earlier today, Boo mentioned the importance of having a stronger mentality and how it's something that you guys have been working on for years, right? So, and now would be the time to demonstrate that growth. How do you think the guys are doing? What did you tell the players to make sure that they could mentally reset?
I mean, this game, it just felt like we were so scared we were playing to not lose, basically, and we just were terrified to make a mistake. So, again, we've just given them complete freedom. They've been here before. We've turned around things fast before. We need to do it even quicker. So, yeah, we've got Ryan, our performance coach, with us as well. He's said a lot of good words, and it's just given them confidence because they need to really believe how good they are. And right now, in that last performance, they didn't show it. But we've got 2 new maps now. We forgot about the last one. We got completely outplayed. It is what it is. We go next.
Right, thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good
it
luck.
is fortunate that the map we will be seeing next will be Icebox. This is where we expect
Icebox,
a different performance from Heretics.
They've got
Icebox.
to, right? The player I'm looking at is Miniboo.
Will
Because
be
that map
better
one
ka Team
was
Heretics?
quiet on the Yoru,
We
but
will
on
see.
Icebox, bro is like the only guy that is playing Neon, and he is so clean on it. I love seeing what he can play. I am a big believer that this team rides or dies by Miniboo's individual performance, and he has to show up.
Would you like to see them stick with the comp that they ran, through stage 1, which we're about to see here?
I think so, personally, considering they've had a lot of success with it, and we did just see them play Pearl with changing their comp, going into the more double innie, and it was not convincing in the slightest, right? And I'm really excited to see, and there is the Neon. I think Icebox is a map that really requires a lot of mechanical skill and confidence, considering how many fights you have to take, and there isn't a lot of util to supplement those fights. And on Neon, this is his moment. This is the time for him to stand up and show up and be the leader for his team mechanically in the stats and just go on pop off on Paper Rex.
And I think it worked for them too, having double initiator, Sova and Gecko.
Yoi, kita sudah ganti ke Bisnet.
Fight through Viper walls, fight through smokes, take control of her backside, fight towards Snowman on B. You have to get active versus Paper Rex, I think, because their util combos honestly looking so good.
And I think a big part of this too is the fact that Team Heretics
Ada sih yang
is
lebih murah
starting on
daripada
attack this
Indie
time as a
Bisnet
defense. They can set the pace,
O2
they can get in their face,
Oxygen
and that's something they didn't have the virtue of having in the last map.
Well, they wanted this rematch. They got to turn up
Yeah,
on this stage.
kata yang udah
Otherwise,
pernah pakai
Uber
lebih
Wyatt,
kencang sih.
Paper Rex are going to walk away with a clean 2-0.
O2 Oxygen.
We expected a banger of a match. I think a quick 2-0 definitely wouldn't have been on our bingo card today, Yinsu, but
Ayo,
what we got
Heretics.
served up in that first match,
Bisa yuk.
hearing it from Neilzinho, was not good enough from Heretics. Against a team like Paper Rex, you cannot afford to start slow in a match like this.
For this game, Benji Fishy had said he wants to play against Paper Rex, and
he got his wish.
He got his wish. He might be
di
regretting
Xbox
that, but
sama
we
aja.
are heading to a map pick where Heretics have looked really good with this Neon.
Look at this push up already from PRX on the defense side. They absolutely want to brawl. Heretics, though, have to be ready for it. But how?
Aduh,
How do you stand against this
Secepat itu kah?
of defenders?
Secepat itu kah?
Wood is going to limp away from that early encounter.
Belum ada setengah menit udah rata semua, guys.
Mid that Devi has on
Iya,
lock.
1, 2, 3.
Devi had been patiently waiting on that angle anyhow.
Secepatnya itu
10
kah,
second
guys?
round coming through to win this game. Paper X
Dibantai sama apa?
Heretics yet to
Yang
gain.
kena stun ini kan, si something kan.
Iya.
Counters like this early in the round are just going to stretch your
Something kena stun, malah mereka
Indians
ngerata
firefights to the
kocak.
very limit.
What we saw there, frankly, is classic Paper X on this map. They play standard stuff, but they play defense in a far more proactive way than most of the teams in the current meta. Most teams play a lot of safe positions and go for retakes. They are constantly doing 4-man, 3-man pushes down
Somethingnya udah sampai pakai ini.
down B main. Heretics are going to need to be very concerned with that.
Udah ngebay dia.
Inching now over towards the speed side of the map. See something back up here to bolster this B presence. Standard Viper wall here from Heretics and definitely indicates they intend to head this way momentarily. Looks like already the Dizzy is trying to scout the way. Uniquely on composition, it's going to be tough to find a foothold though with something like this and gets off the line.
Fair amount of damage done though. Now it's something with the rifle. May want to toss that over to Forsaken or Devi if they can actually meet up, and it looks like that's going to be the case. The much healthier full armor Devi will take control of that Vandalist. Team Heretics want to pivot back towards mid. With this Neon, they like to go for a lot of B splits, a lot of fast-paced action.
Devi here from multiple angles can operate here, can play off the turret, take contact as they try and push up in the kitchen. Here's something, says, I have my rifle back, thank you.
Nice.
And there it is. Another quick round as PRX don't give an inch.
Maintain all the rifles.
Something dapat senjatanya lagi ya guys ya.
Basically as good as it gets. Heretics invested nothing so they can get the absolute max here.
Jangan galak-galak nggak sih?
One round they did actually win on Pearl was an anti-bonus.
There's pretty risky stuff from something there, but par for the course. Paper X fans will be very familiar with that.
Let's go!
Now, of course, buy up here for PRX.
Let's go.
Heretics, rather.
For a second kali.
Bucky.
Paper X have 3 players B main, time to
Let's go.
right at the attacking team,
Nice.
as they always do. Heretics, they're patient, they're waiting, but they're losing the duels. Great trade from Rienz though.
Little one-way, something tries to put together on a dime, but Rienz is a little bit quicker. Now we'll remove the presence from mid. As Forsaken starts to take advantage with his spaces given up. There will be a turret to spot him out. Patman with the Bulldog. Stacked up here alongside Jing. Does the bite match the bark for PRX on his B side?
When Minibu is alive, they love to go for a bolt in tandem with a recon to take back Yellow, but without him, it's going to be much tougher. Patman wants to fight this, but the Dizzy connects late.
Racing on there, Jing actually got off that live, but oh, hi Wingman, he needs to get ahead of it though, the Span's coming in through the smoke. Still, PRX cut down to 2, here's Forsaken with the Bucky.
Okay. Bisa nih Dava
It's all going to
ini.
be on Devi now. Benji and Wu,
Packnya drop kan?
arms to the teeth, but no plant just yet. No Wingman.
Bisa tuh, speknya drop kan. Mereka nggak bisa berani masuk juga.
Slow this down.
Rada-rada sih.
Watch Devi, he's pushing, but he's speaking out. Wow, he gets another.
Sayang banget
Heretics,
coy.
they convert the anti-bonus as they did on Pearl, but they escape with only 1 gun. That is devastating for their economy.
Although the spacing looks better, trading into that B side of the map, they sustain heavy casualties to do so. But perhaps they're starting to get a feel for that tempo style. PRX are trying to throw at them defensively.
You can see that they were waiting. Minibu was just chilling on that angle, but didn't win the duel. Christy called it out on the desk that Minibu does need to step up. He is getting so much intel on this map to thrive when they're on attack. He needs to come to life.
Something already wants to assert himself today as the Owl drone starts to make a foray on the B side of the map. It's like Patman wants to play safe for the time being. It's something with an outlaw this round.
Forsaken dengan Odinnya guys.
On that deep A line, wants to go even further off the
Ketika Odin sudah
drone.
bertindak, disitulah nyawamu terancam. Oh, ketahuan.
Nggak expect tuh dia di atas.
It's going to be a Dizzy on out. Patman already in the spray.
Nice,
He got his.
satu.
Heretics slowed up somewhat.
Wah, nice
Side of the map. Now that
banget.
Viper wall is something they can play from behind.
Nice sih dapat satu.
Nano Swarm's triggered.
That was a great way to fight that from Team Heretics. Multiple players jumping out to face together off of that Dizzy when the crosshair would be thrown to break it by a defender. Something now posted up at mid. You can see PaperX on the rotates getting towards this piece. I will catch the timing.
He's got a player though coming from his left. Might be ready for the two push. And there it is. Once again, PRX give as good as they get.
Upgrade for Divine now as well. Wood solo. These shotguns have done tremendous damage. It's going to force out the Thrash. Can it actually get a connection? And even if it does, can anyone get a kill off of it? No.
Decent ping though on the side of PRX, but here is Forsaken with the Odin. Jing wants to try and push up. Wood is very, very low, but there's still a spike to defend now. Heretics just going to try and hang on here. Hold on against this relentless onslaught, but Divine wraps on yellow. And Wood just has nowhere to go.
PaperX on this map are just so oppressive. They're taking so much forward space, and they're so happy to make fast, bold defensive pivots off of that information to stack proper sites. This was a great moment for Team Heretics that we highlighted, but from there you just have Forsaken coming back in with the very rare Xbox Odin.
One enemy remaining.
Heretics at least tried to manipulate the pace. Or at least to some degree, but PaperX are always asking for more, always trying to assume some of that real estate, that mid-push that catches Benji out. Eventually, Forsaken steps up on yellow. Heretics are going to be on a clock every single attack side round.
And here we go, 3 players ready to fight from PaperX towards A, and they find another first blood.
And it's Miniboo down at the start of the round again. Why? Something is on the line, and we get back and he knows there's more where that came from, the shorty. God, he's thirsty for it.
Segitu anjir.
Gak nyampe di bawah 1 menit tuh pasti udah rata aja. Gak nyampe.
By the way, is a team PRX that has an 83% attack side.
Buru-buru mereka.
Kasih ruang apa itu? Kasihan
that part of the map, and they're ahead.
Now, even at this juncture in the game, they've beaten Team Heretics to getting multiple ultimates. The one that Heretics did have, that Thrash, had already been used by Wu to try and convert that pivotal gun round. Was unfortunately lost for them. The economy for PaperX getting out of control, and Heretics, they have opted to go for another early timeout here.
Padahal ini mapnya mereka ya.
Iya. Needs to get
masalahnya lawannya PaperX
in the game. I mean, back in for the first time.
You know, some players, they talk about how things slow down when they get into the server, right? Feels like you're walking through molasses, time slows. I feel like against PaperX, it's the opposite. These guys set those phases to warp feed and make it very, very hard to stand on even footing at this pace of play. And Heretics have been that kind of team that have wanted to dictate said pace, right? They play Neon on this map, for God's sake. They want to make these fast rotates, take that mid-control, be the ones that force it to be reactive, but they have never, in this series so far, been in that position.
When they've gotten dominant wins in their run in EU, it has come from being relentless with that pace, by disrupting the defenders with the Neon. But you can see that they've gone into this with as they intend, because they know that PaperX are just going to be sending it at them on defense. So they're not getting off to those fast, aggressive starts that they want to. They're not able to claim that space early. Forced to use a lot of utility to try to re-clear late, and most of these rounds, they're just losing the opening tools. Neil said on map 1, but they did not bring their A game. In fact, they were nowhere near it. Only 2 rounds to their name at this point across this series.
Okay, now no turret to play off of in kitchen. Nice little lineup. And already those one-ways being set up. Will have Patman occasionally to swing on them, and he hears DC come out, so he knows there's the pitter-patter, a little Heretics footsteps on this B side of the map. Devi's been drawn over in that direction to assist. MG, the curry spot, okay. Not too shabby, my friend.
Bahaya.
Bolted down admirably. That is definitely going to throw a wrench in the works for PRX, and now that lockdown will allow Devi to at least get some space. Rienz is waiting for it.
Were able to just get out of that lockdown circle.
1v4.
Play in the corner. Credit to Benji Fishing. He just wins it out straight up. 2 for 1. And then Patman was trying to anchor back yellow, but that's a position that you really can't be in alone against Team Heretics.
Jing has got very little to see.
Waduh.
Yeah, likely just try to walk away.
Sih memang.
from this one with weapon intact, even though there's
Satu mau
currency
ngapain,
here
bro?
for PRX to continue to take some risks and try and keep a lid on the economy. Jing does not like his chances.
Susah juga, boy.
That anti-eco flawless they had earlier has put them in an excellent economic position. But like you said, might as well just save, keep the cash rolling for PaperX even in this round loss. I think Patman is realized on this one that trying to anchor back Yellow solo against the way the Team Heretics like to fight towards B is not going to be the right choice. They send too much util back there. It's tough to deal with the Neon.
But Benji's ready for this inevitable mid-push. And I think Divide does not account for the pocket that's left in the corner of that A side by the lockdown. He sort of doesn't check this at all.
My ult is ready.
I know. Rien's, I think it would
Guys,
have
already, guys, we're double around from last map.
It's a positive.
Guys, got a quick map.
They'll take it. They'll take it. I mean, for a team like Heretics who are just filled with talented, mechanical shooters, that's the first time any of them have really gotten a highlight-worthy play. Credit to Benji.
Fury now from Rien's. Speculative.
Gak ada dapet, sayang banget ultinya,
They are
bro.
aware, of course, that the Odin is in attendance today.
And those would be positions that PaperX would typically love to just play into, but it's actually towards B where they've gone full aggro, something posted up close with Patman, and that's allowing the rest of their squad to be pretty steadfast towards this A site. Odin is going to be obnoxious to deal with.
But no one was watching pipes at the time. They can actually get back.
This could get dangerous, but now that the lockdown is used, that Hunter Sphere is going to need to be expended to break it unless they just intend on getting out of here, which is going to be the case.
Oh, the Shocky does not hit. That
Dia
lockdown
tinggal
will be
lari
intact.
keluar, di
Now
ulti
Heretics have to
semua,
make use of that to get entrenched here at
partnernya
this
di
A side.
belakang.
They're going to want to use this Hunter's Fury with the Paranoia to get back in. This is fast. This is pacey from PaperX.
Here comes that Hunter's Fury, but later as it is, but it's going to be Jing going to work with him. He's gotten in there under rafters, starting at a timing, and again it's Benji that answers that late round lurk.
Aduh, samping
Who
ini.
deals with Forsaken? Jing gets his tap. He was already able to find his first 2 kills. But to expect him to make it 5, even for him, might be a little bit too much. Wu with the shoulder pick, shot through the knee, still an adventurer, though. Boo and Benji happy just to stay entrenched. A hard fought round here for Heretics. And finally, PRX Train is forced to throw the brakes on.
Wu beginning to hit some shots. I'm going to need to see that Benji one on the replay from his point of view, please. That looked ridiculous. Something on the updraft, the blade storm just plucked out of the air.
Gelo.
All right, Heretics heating up a little bit individually. That's crazy. That is a mental shot from Benji, who is starting to hit.
Still cranking 90. Good to see.
PaperX, they're on defense. They do display something that they are typically very good at, which is very, very quick floods with excellent utility. Now here, more classic PaperX, 4-man push up towards this A side, getting all of the space, collecting that orb, and then they post someone up and immediately go stack the other side. This is the name of the game for them on this map.
Once again, though, it's just going to be Divide B for now. Having one away from that Viper's Pit, there's Benji again.
He's hitting. Push up. He is hitting. Does Patman try to trade this? He does, but Benji gets out of the way. Oh, this is stunning stuff.
Benji Fishy, that's 3? Caught by the Paranoia, forced to give him some ground, but now the youngster has some wind in his sails.
Spike down B.
Right, Wingman is going to be thwarted in his plant attempt, but the Thrash is going to go ahead now to pave the way. Surely Jing spotted now, detained. He's got Divide watching. Relay Bomb comes in, a mini-boo with the slide across. Heretics finally turning up to play.
Stunned just in case he starts throwing hands without his gun, I guess. Why not? All right, Benji's heating up. It looks like he's playing an aim trainer. Just has guys from all different angles swinging onto him. That awareness to catch the second that was coming out of A was so nice. And that is a read on a typical PaperX play. Knows that when they're making that full rotate, there's going to be someone that's pushed up in A main.
Oh, Jesus.
4-2 is Heretics' Icebox record. The only loss is to Fnatic. In fact, 5 out of 7 of their map losses in the EMEA, stage 1, including playoffs, went to Fnatic.
When you watch them play against any other team in EU on this run, they look like world beaters, but Fnatic have just had their number. They've been able to really counter the way that they're playing. PaperX, early on they were countering it, but in a totally different way than how Fnatic actually opted to.
Very proud to debut our new reinforced tungsten carbide 1088 steel tables just for this occasion. I tried to elbow drop wide into it. It held. So good luck, Alex, breaking this one.
I hit a moonsault on Van Silly. He didn't even go through it.
Hit a wall to Jericho. Nothing. And again, first time in this whole series that PaperX have been put in a position to have to call this timeout. They've been struggling a little bit to hold on to B. Even though they're refreshing that one way over at the containers, still being overwhelmed.
How will PaperX adjust out of this? They're going to be on a half buy here to the extent that they can at least get a hero rifle over to Jing, who obviously has been playing very well. Some highlight moments already, especially on that raise back on Pearl. But this is one of the maps where he's not playing raise. It's just not what they like to do. They just love this very standard comp, and they've had a lot of success with it.
Benji so far has been feasting, playing that mid. So many of those kills have originated from PRX just not respecting Heretics there. I think they've now been forced to bend the knee somewhat.
With this Viper's pit down, that's a fairly big commitment here. You do have Patman with that close range stinger to try and find an opener, shut down and execute if it comes in, and you're just expecting from Team Heretics at some point, if they intend on getting into this pit, which certainly looks like they're going to do, you're waiting for Riens to use this Owl drone, clear things out.
Take flight. Jing with the hero rifle will watch the mid pivot, but yep, there's going to be action over here towards the pit.
Batman cute, but
Not good enough. Tries to outfox the Owl drone.
I respect it. I respect the attempt.
Devi gets up on that line pretty quick. Miniboo, who's been quiet in this series and in this map as well. Just needs to be a bit of a nuisance. Remains at large here over the site. And Snakebite's going to make it hard to play in from upper rafters. This is good looks. The hero rifle is still in play. Jing might try and wager it for something here.
Mulai
Take a
aneh-aneh.
pretty prescribed location, one that's going to be watched for at the back of the site. Heretics have seen enough. It's up to Jing here to step up, get himself some value off this round potentially, but once more, he will be sorely outgunned, outnumbered. And outdone by Benji. Flawless round here for Team Heretics. Finally steering the ship with the wind.
They're going to have an opportunity now as well to get a lockdown for Benji, who's just one away. Batman trying to time that. Hey, I'm not mad at it. He's got the stinger, on an eco round. Go for it.
Karena ada ulti
He's
aja
caught out.
sih itu tadi.
You can just see from Miniboo's point of view there, hitting this A site, how
Jadi
many
bingung ya.
options he has playing the Neon, getting into so many unexpected, unorthodox positions there can be incredibly effective.
So something's taken up the op now.
And that is the adjustment that was certainly called on that timeout from the prior round. Wants to post up towards
Sama
me,
saving
doubled
kan
up
tadi.
with Jing. A bit of protection for him.
Turret just got cleared. Looks like the go signal there for Heretics on the B side. They've just indulged in a surge forward here at B.
And their main intention really was to get that orb, get the lockdown. Recon is sent in to clear out back yellow from Riens. Fast lane, pretending, hey, we are getting that position back. Yellow shocks as well, and now we're going to slowly pivot back. The spike has just been over there with Woot on A the entire time, but this is the danger. Something has been waiting for this cross.
On a very tight line. He's going to see one. That's Rien's trying to cross. Dealt with. Something wants to repost the line, but very quickly Heretics all got across to A. And he's going to know that in a couple of seconds.
And look at PaperX. They're already rotating off this B site. They have Patman, Deep Yellow, and the other two players are making their way to A with some haste. So they tried to flood in.
Nggak ada entry.
They might. No, not with that lockdown, though. Certainly going to be kept at bay.
I don't think PRX have the mechanism with which to remove that, so they're going to have to respect and pull off the site. That early rotate now kind of nullified. We're going to get a plant down. Heretics look to dig in here and anchor.
And it looks like they want to come right back in. Recon, Paranoia, here come PaperX.
Heretics Viper's pit now to play with Woot. Ensconced safely within the poison walls. Here's Forsaken, sees this easy come his way. Happy to spam through. Eventually PRX are going to have to commit. Woot has been dealt with. The Viper though, spawning the pit still at large. Jing wants to get past this now. Spam in Boo's direction. Miniboo though dealt with. Patman is in here, sees the Viper, and there it is. The wall comes down, as does the curtain on Heretics in this round. Boo with a parting gift, but that's all that Heretics can muster.
Overwhelmed by the numbers, no real positions, deep sight. PaperX are just able to get right back in for free and overwhelmed.
Setidaknya kita tidak melihat match yang membosankan ya guys ya, map kedua ini.
Ada perlawanan lah ya.
You see how much PRX
At
invested
least
in
ada
the
perlawanan
midline
lah
held.
guys
They
ya.
sent Jing
Karena kalau
with
map
something.
kedua matchnya
And then
membosankan,
whichever way you
sementara
slice it,
sekarang
whichever
udah
way
jam
they rotate,
12,
something's
itu akan
gonna see
ngantuk
someone.
plus teman-teman.
Benji Fishy is actually picking up this attack operator.
Jadi
It makes sense with the way that PaperX play, exploit their aggression, allow
Kita
them
mau
to
3
make
map
their
kalau
way
bisa
into
nih.
the angle that you're holding to get an opening kill. Keep the game slowed down.
Alarm bot out.
Benji here to very passive lane. He's just watching for the tube push down. That's not the plan for PRX this round, apparently. Once again, it's the one-way being set up by Jing for the sake of Patman, the solo B player right now.
Deploying drone.
Orb taken by Forsaken into the deep drone on A. We have read this story before. PaperX to adjust some of their players more towards that B side. Patman feels the need to retreat, at least temporarily. Recon for back yellow yet again. Here comes that Dizzy. Team Heretics making their way in, claiming this space.
At some point, they had to disrespect the one-way. They had to get moving. So Heretics now have that yellow control. Benji's still waiting for mid. He might not get anything with that up here.
Team Heretics, they do need to wait for this wall to come back up. Oh my god, PaperX, they just want to go in off the paranoia with a recon.
Looking for their own timing, marching to the beat of their own drum, but what a stunning mosh pit there to shut him down. Devi's able to find his two. And Benji's not in a hurry to get involved. Heretics have done well to trade up on this B side. This has drawn something of
apakah
Forsaken
ini OP
across
ketemu
the map.
OP guys?
We're going to have an advantage attack side post plant.
Di atas, atas,
atas. Highly awkward. Mid Forsaken.
So gak ngeliat aja.
Towards B, just wants to slowly maneuver forward.
Correction.
Get this kill. What a snappy shot.
Now, have to deal with Woot tucked in corner by Yellow. Doesn't want to give himself up
Coba.
for Forsaken.
Oi.
Can't even think about the knife son. Here comes the thrash. Something Nosy now needs to gain some altitude. But finally, Benji is rewarded for his patience in the round.
That lurking operator comes in at the very end. The final hour.
Itu cuma katanya punya shotgun coy. Dia punya shotgun dulu. Sok tahu kamu bang, memang coy. Bukan sok tahu.
It wasn't really a push forward. They
Sok tahu
just
kamu
tried to
bang.
catch raw timing. It does not work out.
Memang gitu guys.
We're finally seeing.
Kalau Forsakennya bisa nge-shotgun itu
The question
aman
is, like,
guys.
what is the cue that PRX are playing off of there? If they're just trying to manufacture a timing of their own, it doesn't work out because
Dukung siapa bang ya? Jelas lah kita dukung PaperX karena ada Indonesia guys ya. Kita Indo Pride.
Getting that neon back yellow quickly. They know Patman could be in this poison cloud, so some shocks going in there, but they don't actually connect any damage, but forced to retreat.
definitely a bigger commitment to the B side by PRX in this round. Hunter's Fury lockdown, both available here in the last round of the half for the defenders. So behind the Viper's pit, here come Heretics. They are really looking to take some snowman space potentially here. Wyatt,
They just do it again!
Timing doesn't pay off once more. Hunter's Fury now for Forsaken. Gets a tap on Benji, still no plant yet.
Right here.
That Hunter's Fury just used a little bit late. Boo has gotten his way all the way into the A site, and there's more than enough time for Forsaken to make it. If Forsaken can catch a couple in mid, though.
Diguntingin.
Is he too far forward? Woot, high-low setup. That is brilliant. Heretics always aware.
Hey guys,
The thrust up mid from the defenders.
NT
We've seen a
boy.
and a half so far.
That is a great double face there.
30 seconds left.
All right, now the little things are beginning to come together for Team Heretics, and we're finally seeing a PaperX who were utterly dominant, now struggling a bit with some of their timings. Again, they refight
ulti
into
nggak
B
sih?
before there's any attempt to get the spike
Bye-bye.
down. That Hunter's Fury comes a little bit late, and Heretics just have their crosshairs placed on all of the angles that they could be pushing out from.
Selain di YouTube, stream di
Devi's
mana?
giving himself away. No reason not to fully commit
Hanya
to
di
this
YouTube
one, but
aja.
there's Boo. Takes him
YouTube
out.
aja.
7-5 half for Heretics.
And as you mentioned, Heretics have or rather, PaperX have a, what, 80+% win rate on attack Icebox. So, despite the 7-5, they're
Kayaknya
not
next
out
aku
of the
pengen
ones
coba
yet.
di
Close
Twitch
half.
sih.
Finally some light from Heretics. Stick
Iya,
around. We're going to quick
katanya
break.
di
We'll be
situ
back with
khusus
more
game
Icebox.
gitu kan.
75 coy.
That everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain free.
Itu
Count me
Alex
in.
udah marah-marah itu.
Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
Di 174. Salah anjir skornya itu. Ku cinta padamu, namun kau milik sahabatku dilema.
Quite a contrast between this Icebox map and the Pearl one that we started on. Much better showing here for Heretics.
Time.
A rockier start, but they really start to string rounds together. Round 6 onwards, they win 6 out of the preceding 7 rounds. Put themselves in a very reasonable position.
Kira-kira harus diperbaiki Paper supaya bisa di kedua mereka bisa bangkit.
Actually in the lead in this series. Benji Fishy leading the way as far as the econ report goes.
Kita tipis-tipis
analyze. Dire Straits was investing into that operator, but wasn't extracting the most value from it. Had that one good round where he was able to catch a kill on the cross, but after that, for the most part, was being avoided. Team Heretics did a great job countering the play of PaperX that was working for them within those first 5 rounds, but then eventually fell off. Things began to get very disjointed on their refights. Heretics are looking good. Benji was absolutely the hero for them in that half. Started getting those highlights, and then that inspires confidence in the rest of your team as well. When you see someone starting to hit like that.
15 and 6 after 12 rounds. Honestly, almost a mirror image of Forsaken's performance in the first half of Pearl. Very strong showing, and it was Benji's stalwart performance in mid that really held PRX at bay. But PRX on the attack side of this map, really, really strong. 83% win rate through Pacific Stage 1. Lossless on this map.
We've seen when Heretics have had success on Icebox 2, it's actually typically, as far as the scoreboard, Benji Fishy and Woot that are putting up the big numbers as Minibu draws a lot of that attention on the Neon. This is fast right now from Paper Rex, collecting 2 early.
This mid thrust here from Heretics might have fumbled. Rian's waiting. Whips in the night, yet to lead Paul, but eventually someone's going to raise anchor and get to Rian, gives himself away. Jing wins it out. What an ill-fated encounter for Heretics, and it's up to Boo again. Boy howdy, what a mountain he has to climb. Spike, of course, already planted. This is what you ask for PRX fans. Getting off to a good start with a pistol win here.
All they've had are good starts. They've won every single pistol. If Team Heretics could win this map without either pistol round win, that would be a tremendous feat for them.
And they shrunk, of course, the lead to a singular round. And once again, it's a short round, right? This early engagement here in mid. Jing sees action over on the B side, gets involved there, then whips around. That's an old-timer. That's an old-timer.
He knows someone is there because he couldn't move.
Bisa-bisa kayak gitu ya guys. Lucu juga tuh tadi.
Let's go boys! Woo! Our pistol got.
Alright. PaperX are just too good on these pistol rounds. It's going to be Minibu investing actually into the Marshall for Heretics on that deep angle from yellow over towards B. Pretty standard there with the shock and the molly to deny that early access to the orb from the defending team.
Benji is absolutely playing the most important position on the map. Just as we saw from something in the previous half. Surprisingly, Patman's moved up. Minibu punished though on that little swing. Tried to set him up with a Marshall, but he will be ruined. Right over there, given no space at yellow whatsoever, and Boo now is about to feel the net close in. What was that? Okay. Up on the ledge he goes. Proud as a peacock, but Rienz is able to find his brace of 2. Once again, though, it's a heavily disadvantaged situation. Rienz desperately trying to avert an game here.
Di awal-awal aja,
Devaya will silence him.
Fair enough,
Nice,
bringing the
Dava.
3 most important rifles into the next round. Cash from the spike plan as well, so Paper Rex will be
Masa iya
more
guys,
than happy with
hanya
that. Team Heretics have done a nice
di
job
awal
on these
di awal
anti-bonus
tuh
rounds.
aja
That
coy.
has kept them in the game here. Otherwise, things would have really spiraled out of control early. Nice shots from Rians, who is just a consistent presence for Heretics. For me, really just has all of the aspects of the game on lock. He can really do it all.
Like the Heretics team have said, we are not kids anymore. We're not rookies. There's no excuse for us to drop these important matches, and they've recovered well here on Icebox, but
Swing.
might be an inflection point lying here in this round as both sides have rifles. It's a very healthy bonus for PRX.
Taking the time at the moment, something has been allowed to take all the space and be made. Oh no, that is disastrous, Boo! Just doesn't think that someone would be that close.
Last time it was
Ini
Minibu got caught
Benjitisnya
out yellow.
mati,
This time, Boo
selesai
has
nih.
just got a little bit too close to the sun.
Swarm grenade out.
Bear in mind, this is Team Heretics with absolutely nothing left in
Batman.
the bank.
Let's
This
go
is
in, Batman.
must win at the moment.
Man,
Batman.
man.
This fight is so
Wah,
awkward.
gila.
That's as messy as it gets.
Late Paranoia comes in, but Patman definitely supported in that engagement. Something eventually that was put to bed on the B side of the map, and this has precipitated a pivot. Now with mid-control,
Batman.
PRX can
Batman,
go
dapat.
about getting caught, but it's a pump fake.
Nice.
Balik lagi.
For Patman to catch
Satu lagi,
him
satu
out.
lagi.
Balik
Second
lagi.
playing towards A again. They could really do
Aduh.
it anywhere here. It's just we're playing
balik lagi.
TDM who wins that out.
Gak main petak umpet anjir orang
And the
nih.
Viper.
This is a mental
The
realm.
stabilizing element of PRX, by the way, is just taking duels
Radet
across
ke
the
A,
map.
Radet ke B.
And he has opened it right on up for PRX. Minibu has to play second fiddle now and try and
Kedengaran
make
tuh
use of that
step-nya.
mobility to cross the map. Wood is already set up in Crow's Nest, though.
Does have the wingman to actually pressure a defuse, force some
Ketahuan
people
ya.
to swing out. Maybe that's a way in. Find a pick.
A small gap in that smoke will be challenged. Wood has to drop down.
Nice.
Good.
The spacing isn't quite
Nice.
there, apparently.
Udah lah capek juga.
Minibu steps
Dukung
out only
Heretics
to be
rupanya.
riddled with vandal shots.
Sama aja.
Paper Rex are just so ready to swing together at any audio cue. Boo so frustrated in this moment, not expecting that anyone can be pushed up that close. Something got all that for free.
Oh man, that was.
Stref-strefnya gitu
I mean,
guys.
Benji's
Ya.
been credited with some very sharp bonus.
Lebih-
Even on this map, look at him shut down something.
Beberapa
As he
tapi
wraps over towards belts. Many rounds
anomali.
ago.
Bing. Anomali.
Team Heretics, they're bringing in 5 sheriffs, 5 regen armors. Obviously, they have the shooters to pull off a round like this.
Minibu forced off pipes there. 410 smoked out, giving something a staging ground. Okay, all in rafters. Heretics committed to anchoring this site with these sheriffs.
Andrew.
How far does their gun skill get them against a fully armed PRX team on a roll?
Listen, they've got the right stack to do it. The weapons might be decent enough. Something shut down early. They're trying to get into this site. Paper Exchange is pushed up, but he can't connect.
Messy stuff. Divine Forsaken out. Got to pick it up, but there is Forsaken. Quick response. And he doubles down. Oh,
He's susceptible to just one shot
Aduh,
from it, but he's
sayang
able
kalau
to get out of the way. But again,
Bisa
right
gitu,
by
Pak.
Rians. He's too smart,
Anjing.
too aware.
Yeah, with the fury of Olympia now,
1v2
Divine
bisa
has
ya.
to
Dapat.
recover the spike and put this together. Both of his opponents, half armor and sheriffs.
Lawan Dava.
He has a Vandal to his name.
And he has to fear a
dia
potential
ragu,
flank
dia
because he
ragu,
was
dia
out of
ragu, mau
range
kemana?
from the turret that was placed.
No
Wants to
info,
double
no
back
info sih
now.
ini
30
memang.
seconds to play with. Does he just try to clear
30
this out,
seconds
get back to A,
Nggak,
try to gut it to
sempat
B?
untuk rotate nih. Mapnya luas.
Yeah,
Who's
he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He's hoping that in this situation, Team Heretics would just leave the 2 on A and then, you know, go for that advantage retake over towards B. But when the spike goes down, that will allow a rifle to be collected,
10 seconds
perhaps.
Ih, takut dia.
No, they just want to go for this with the sheriffs. Rians does have a recon.
Divine has a turret to
itu
play
ketahuan
contact
tuh.
off potentially. Does he have the time to set it up? Yes. Not too bad to have this Sentinel
menang ini.
utility at your disposal in such an important clutch.
Look at Devi. He still has to be weary about this flank as Rians is making his presence known forward.
Trying to get ahead of the Owl drone. Does he have a timing on Boo? Spot him out. Util in hand.
Nice.
Divine.
Dava anjing.
What a Red Bull clutch
Gila.
to keep
Kelas.
PRX well and truly on the tracks.
Team
Kadang
Heretics know that that round could have absolutely shifted the momentum, but it's a 4-round run for PRX now in this second half.
Kalah mereka jangan nge-pick di satu arah. Semuanya lagi nge-flanking.
Forsaken comes up clutch with these 2 kills to get them back into the round.
Both Rans and Boosted pulling up their trousers, util in hand. Can't play off of each other at all. That is huge.
They feel like they didn't have the time to waste either to collect some of the rifles that were a little bit deeper on that A site. They go for it with the Sheriffs. Maybe regretting that decision at this point.
Jeez, the tension there between Weber and Nelzinho, it's palpable. So another timeout here. The last one available to Heretics on this map.
That's an absolute heartbreaker. This is Heretics coming off of obviously a run to qualify here, but then getting blown out in the regional finals against Fnatic. Neil, the coach, saying that was the first time he felt disappointed in the team after that loss.
That hits heavy. They've been a team for a while. And you heard what he had to say. Just in that halftime break. Not looking themselves. Now they've managed to find their way back into the game, but yes, they've got a rifle round coming at you folks, but Hardest Fury, Lockdown, Vipers pick 3 of the most impactful ultimates you can ask for Paper Rex.
Aku juga udah mulai mengantuk.
Flawless attack side.
Makanya kita butuh 3 map, guys.
Put together.
Paper Rex just have the easy 1-2 ult combo right now. Get the space with the lockdown, drop the pick,
ngebantai
and then
kayak
got
tadi
the Hunter's Fury
juga.
late if the spike is
Kayak
really being pressured by a Team Heretics
Kita butuh
retake.
map 3 yang memang imbang.
They've got 2 ults they're relatively close to. Maybe they can get this orb. Maybe Root finds a kill, right? But you're asking a lot. Oh my god, the early Hunter's Fury connection.
Nice.
Oh, that's devastating. This was the round that Heretics were trying to shore up their half the map. Benji at least is able to lean in, intercede to find a kill. That is an awful way to start with, and he's pinged out again. He's got to give this ground up. All of the A side now belongs to PRX. Look at the timing though. Heretics trying to get in ahead of this, but Miniboo is shut down instantly. And Benji, beleaguered as he is, on all sides, guns are trained at the kill drive. And that was absolutely diabolical.
Something gets an amazing deep position there as well, all the way back. That was eventually going to be the nail in the coffin on that round, no matter what. I was talking about Forsaken. He could use that in a post plant or just get an immediate drone tag. A double hit. Jing takes all of the space that was created because of that as well. Oh my god, whatever they had planned in that round. Couldn't even begin to guess. I mean, it was just out the window immediately.
That's the menit comes in. See Weber just throw his head back. Okay, Heretics, credit to them. Still want to find a burst of speed here, but oh, the boys were waiting for you, Miniboo. You were
Miniboo ngapain, Miniboo?
Yeah, just hoping Forsaken would be in that closer tough position that Asoba will often be in. But was safe, playing back for the multiple players to guard him.
It's just filthy.
They're trying to make hero plays. You can't blame them. They've only got Sheriffs. Paper Rex have absolutely shut them down. Their economy is completely out of control. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. All right, thank you. We can't have 2 knives in the debut game.
Yeah, cure for hypotension.
We cannot do that.
So very quickly, those 2 rounds fall. Heretics back on a buy. Now with Thrash and Lockdown to work with. Like, I like the idea. Heretics obviously with a back-breaking round. They were virtually 2-dimensional after that one. Still want to go forward, play that PRX-esque aggressive B-side play, at least use their neon to get something. But man, I mean, PRX wrote the script for that. They were there when the deep magic was written.
6-round run coming into this with an 80+% win rate on attack. We're seeing exactly why. Deep recon is going to come through mid, and then something can swing off this with Patman. No one is going to actually be spotted by it. No, Benji caught, and there's a teleport into spawn. Disarray for Heretics.
Oh man, they're getting clowned on. This is the rifle round. They were trying desperately to bail water out of this quickly sinking boat.
Udah main-main bercanda itu si Jing.
And they've already been cut down to 3 players, and Patman is on a timing, but there's an awareness here for Woot. He kind of knows it, and he's ready.
I was going to say, Patman, he's just in the walls at all times, but Heretics ready now. This is winnable.
Yep, something spotted out. Here comes a fast retake for Heretics. Good start. Forsaken dealt with Raptors control. Assumed. Woot, very sharp this round. Thrash here will look to find Divide. The last standing member of PRX, and in midair he is detained. Heretics come up for air. It's a breather. A brief respite. But boy howdy, look at those wallets on the side of PRX. They are bulging.
Desperately needed round win from Heretics. They're losing players early, and they still manage to pull it off. They do a great job getting back into that site together. The distraction from Raptors, and then you have Woot coming lower. I mean, the distraction. Benji knows he's in there, but just can't do anything about it. It's that moment where something tucked in that deep position again is forced to look towards Rafters. And Woot takes advantage of that distraction to get a free kill. This is going to be such an uphill battle for Team Heretics as they have to just face down a Paper Rex that won't be saving anytime soon, if at all, this half.
It's possible Alex took exception with that round from PRX. I can't be sure. Wow! Oh, but he's not ready. He's clearing the recon, and Jing is just too far ahead of the play for him.
He just double teleports forward. He gets all of that space for free. You're never expecting it on defense.
Rian's has to salvage. The only player inside the A site for now. Disrespecting the smoke at Rafters, and look at Patman. Push all the way up on B.
He's just got the craziest lurk timings. He's going to have to accelerate a bit. The Team Heretics try to get in off this fast lane. They're getting towards screens. It's slow right now. Relay Bolt doesn't hit something. Here comes the lockdown.
He's going after it. By hook or by crook. Something is looking for this, and there's Patman on the lurk timing. Oh, the lockdown! Put down from under Heretics.
I can't with this guy. He's crazy.
And now Heretics know they really can't play off the side. They've got to commit. They've got to challenge this. Not too shabby there from Minibu, but Jing. Danes to descend from the ivory tower to deal with death blow to the knees.
Winnable. Patman's too far away.
Can he get a touch? Unreal! The Red Bull clutch. A crucial one here for Woot as Wingman does the job.
Clutch.
Man, they really had to fight scrappy for that one. Wyatt, 3 up for Heretics, and they come out with a dub.
His little pal just gives him that effective 2 versus 2. Wins the highest impact 1v1. But talk about Minibu, what an adjustment. Looks like he's already in the grave when he gets this 3rd kill. What is that, man? What is that?
Oh, so
Heretics are taking a chunk out of that PRX economy. 1 round closer to their total. There's a lot of work still to do. We're going to have an early Viper's pit on the B side of the map. PRX clearly no interest in challenging it early this round.
Batman wants to go on another
Jangan
wild
gitu
adventure.
coy, itu dia seneng karena baru pertama kali merasakan
sensasi kemenangannya itu ya.
They go drone for drone.
Yo,
was
really
really solid.
Nice moves there from Minibu. Avoids what would have been a lethal connection. PRX had to be satisfied with a little bit of damage onto the Neon, but Minibu also has that overdrive in the ready. Here's Jing again. They are never ready for Jing. From the top rope, he's able to find his... Rian's clutch back now, has to drop to the side. This is good anchoring. Can he do with something? No, the shorty. More than he can deal with. And Boo laboriously will drag himself across the map to challenge this.
Jing has just been an absolute animal on both maps. Countless first kills.
One tap.
Oh, the King's horses and men emerge. Then the Viper is dealt with. Match point now comes up. PRX. There was a narrative, right, if you're a PRX fan? Or even a hater. You're familiar with the feeding narrative, but it's never been less true. With Batman joining this lineup, that stabilizing force. They've been so clean. They've strung together 6 attack side rounds as the half began.
Next point guy in here.
Heretics on defense have had absolutely no clue how to deal with Jing, getting in these absurd forward teleport positions. Playing with so much more aggression than you would typically see from Omens on this map. Something, connection. Damage for damage.
Yep. They both take a hit there. Ice Fury now being deployed by Rians. What is there to find here? Comes up with nothing. Patman hears him. How is he here already? The conditioning utterly broken on the side of Heretics, and now it's up to Boo again. 30 points of how to try and slow the PRX train down. Choo choo, baby. We have more than left the station.
Karena di 3-9 bro. Karena di apa ya, semua tim ikut batas Toronto ini mereka diserval guys. Ya walaupun Heretics kayak terbantai-bantai juga, mereka diserval guys. Jadi ya bakal
Listen, we thought we were going to get a close banger game. Well, we got some exciting plays for sure from PaperX. Highlight reel stuff coming out from Jing. Both maps, Forsaken, incredible on Pearl. Patman with some mental lurks. I don't think anyone expected this to be so dominant. This is PaperX at their best.
Patman's reputation was the one that would keep it calm, keep his team in line, but instead he is dragging them.
Terus saya Giza match pertama tidak begitu apa ya, tidak begitu.
Suffered by Heretics at the hands of this phenomenal outfit. Forsaken shows us exactly what it was. They got PRX to this game. And no one
biasa gaya cowoknya buat
these
gitu-gitu doang.
timings that Jing is throwing at them.
Guys, you know what? Celebrate with the fans. Celebrate with the fans. Enjoy this moment. But hey, guys, is it okay if I still Forsaken?
That's fine, that's fine.
Alright. Hey. Let's have a chat.
Ini
Forsaken.
kita kan
Pure
apa ya?
dominance. 13-1 on Pearl.
Match kedua kan masih panjang nih kan.
To be honest, I don't really know what happened about Pearl.
Buat kopi dulu, guys.
I don't really watch Heretics Pearl as well.